Hi everybody, welcome back to Cids Modded Life, episode 44 with me, Cid, and last episode we got the biodiesel production done. Now this episode I want to do a couple of things. One is to continue with that, but I also want to formalise the structure of this as a working yard. We're currently at the point where we are almost full on plant oil, full on ethanol, and we've got biodiesel full. This is empty, so yeah, that's still going in. This one is filling up with ethanol, and obviously this is still going in there. Whilst this is full, it's doing nothing. So we need to rectify that. We also need to sort out this little thing here. And ideally should sort out this thing here, but yeah, that's going to take another session or so to get that one done. But we can certainly just take that slag and put it somewhere safe. We need to work this out. And while we're doing it, if you recall, I spoke about the issues of what do we do? The rustic potions, my go-to. I think they are brilliant. Rustic potions are the best things since sliced bread and alcohol. The downside is, of course, is I've done it in every episode and season so far, and consequently, I'm going to let those run out and then I'll reset them off again. It's no biggie. Consequently, we will be kind of covering something again which we've covered many times. We got some dirt. 1, 2, maybe 3 dirt should be enough. So if I were to look at rustic in there, we know for a fact that we're going to need a crushing tub. Okay, bang. Oh, make me some of those first, please, if you don't. Could you just make me any slabs whatsoever? Come on. Come on. Give me... You know what? There is an easy way of doing this, and that is to do that, and then grab that and go and get the slabs and do that, and we got one of those. And we're also going to need a brewing barrel, which is that. Which, of course, requires slabs. And we're going to take honeycomb, because it's a honeycomb middle that makes it taste so light. Well, I'm trying to think of the... what is the actual advert for things? We're going to need some bottles. I don't think we quite need that many. And we can take that with us over there while we work. I also want bricks. I've got a goodly number of brick, so that in itself is not a major problem. And I don't know why I'm doing it that way, because we just need to do that, don't we? And that'll give us another 64. We're going to need more than that, but we'll start with that. And I am going to want to make a engineer's manual. I want to make a tank, construction tank, so we need 34 iron sheet metal and some treated fence. Treated fence. Let me just get the recipe in for that, and bang, and make me another one of those. And then we need the sheet metal, and it was 34, wasn't it? That'll do us. We want a fluid thingy, fluid extraction. So I don't think we'll have it. We're almost there. We just need to make one of them. Bang. And then I want an ender tank. There. I want 2 of those. And biodiesel is yellow, so we'll go with yellow dye. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to just take a selection of those. Right. Armed with all of that, we're in a position to start doing something. Now the reason I'm doing the rustic stuff is we can always move the rustic stuff around, but if I'm doing a big build area here, so I'm going to bring a wall from here out this way, we're going to bring a wall out that way, and we're going to make basically a yard. We might even wiggle it around a bit and, you know, just break this up, because we're going to do the petroleum, we're going to be doing all the immersive engineering stuff, and it just seems sensible to me to do that. But what I would like to do is I would like to put you down here for starters, and I am going to dye you yellow and yellow, and that is going to go on there, and that should be plenty of this biodiesel coming out, which means these are going to come through. And we're going to be able to start building up that. Now the other thing we can do is we can fill this in. I'm tempted to just grab this clay. I don't desperately need it, but you know, waste not, want not. Right, let me just pop up there and pop down there. Right, so I'm going to fill this pond in. That's my first job. I'm going to move this sand and bring this over, and we'll just landscape this river a little bit to make it so we can bring the wall out from there as well. And I'll be back within a sec. Of course, one of the great things about being a little bit divvy and a little bit you know, scatterbrained as I am, is that none of you are surprised when I sit there and forget to do one of the things that I wanted to do in the background, which is I want to get this going. We shall just place you there because we can, and we're going to stick half of that in there, and we are going to jump up and down on it until it's all gone. Now, honey makes mead. Mead is witherwort, which is really handy if you want to go and fight a wither. So yeah, kind of seems like an obvious first choice, doesn't it, really? And it is relatively cheap as well. So we'll take you, we'll pop that in there, and that's off. And while I'm working, that can be doing its thing. This is the idea behind that. You don't need to be bothered by it. I'll just keep coming backwards and forwards and doing that until I get that up to a 1 quality mead. But in the meantime, I can be getting this filled in and the landscaping done. So yeah, I'll get on with that. I've got the perimeter marked out. The first lot of mead has brewed. It was crap, so we binned it. 0.19 quality, not even over 50%, so no point even playing with that one. Just cleaning out all the dross. I'll leave a few bits and pieces in that we, you know, aren't in the way. It's going to be quite a big yard, similar, I suppose, similar to the last season where we had the big industrial centre. And I don't mind building similar things where this motorcycle's going past again. Shoo! We got these. These are our pillar positions, and we are going to go 1, 2, 3 high on those. Oops, hang on. Let me try that again, shall we? 1, 2, and this one we will drop a block into there as well, because otherwise it looks ludicrous. 1, 2, and all of these will be 3 high. That will give us 1, 2, a reasonable perimeter. We're going to have a gate or entrance in there. It's just going to be a double gate of some description. I haven't decided what yet. And yeah, we'll see what we end up with. I'm going to definitely need more brick. And we're probably going to want some of that limestone as well for the trim, because obviously this is just wall at the moment. And It also, the trim makes it unspawnable, which is always nice, so always a bonus. And yeah, that will give us a reasonable working space, and we'll obviously take all this green out, we'll replace that with something more industrialized, and oops, world will be good and happy. I think that'll be a reasonable size. Now, before we carry on with any further with this, I do want to get this in place, because the sooner this is working, the sooner these will be working fully to actually stockpile the materials that we want. And if I remember rightly, it is this structure, isn't it? And then again, hop, and again, and then a solid like so. And a bit of a hammer job there. We take you, place you on the top, key you in, and we set you to drain. And that should start filling up with biodiesel. If we look at the thing, we can actually see it's 23, 24. So yeah, that's going up nicely. I know those don't always look quite industrial, but you know what, it works. You know, there are times when you just have to sit there and swallow your pride and work with what works. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, nowhere near. Right, limestone and wall. I'm going to need some more bricks, so let me get that together, and I'll get a little bit of planning done. The other thing I need to think about is gates. I don't know whether we have anything beyond. Obviously we've got the normal gates, which don't really do anything for us. Doors, we've got typical Minecraft doors, which things we have got malice doors, which maybe large, real ugly. I don't know. What can we get away with? Not sure that they would work. Oh God. Choices, far too many choices. And of course there is the door factory as well, which I suppose we could try that. Haven't used that before. And then there's also these, which probably wouldn't really work from an industrial point of view either. See, that might work. Jail door. Let me have a... Let's go and try those, I think. I think the jail door is the one I like the most out of the two. Let's have a look then. Door. Make me that, please. Thank you. I only need 2 of those. Get me some more bricks. Right. Yep, let me get the stuff back in a bit. Alright, well, we're 3 bottles in and 3 failed attempts at getting mead. However, we are also at the point where I've got the wall in. I'm just putting the trim around the top. Nothing fancy. This is probably even less fancy than the previous wall we did, but you know what? It will work. And with these lips, spiders can't climb it, so that's handy. As at this point, we don't have any flying overworld mobs. Obviously, that changes in 1.3 with the phantoms. But I don't think we're going to be worrying about those for any significant amount of time, because obviously Forge for 1.3 isn't even out, let alone any mod updates. So yeah, I ain't worried about 1.3. That's not a concern right now. We got the jail gates. That I actually think they look quite nice. The only drawback to them is they are redstone operated, so it's kind of a drawback and a bonus in some respects, maybe, I don't know. But little extended this one out one either side, so this is slightly off kilter in its thing. And you know, if even a little bit obsessive, that's probably going to trigger you. I know it's winding me up a little bit, but it works, so I ain't going to complain too much. And we're going to get this done, then we can start working on the ground, the floor. We're going to bring a path in from over here over to here. I don't think we're going to get this level of detail going on in here. This is going to be a very functional floor, and then we can start thinking about some diesel generation, which will be noisy. Yeah, if you recall any immersive engineering I've done, the noise from those machines is invasive. There are means of getting rid of it, of course, but right now we're just going to get the power going, and you know, we're getting a reasonable amount of diesel coming in, so that's good. I don't think we're going to use the diesel a lot. We can even put a redstone switch on it if we want, and just leave the, for the most part, day-to-day work. We can rely on the other sources, and just when we know we're going to want a lot of juice, just trigger that off. You know, it's always an option. There we go. I thought I'd missed then. So yeah, we're getting there. And this is obviously not getting us any closer to doing anything with that ocean monument, but that's not a problem, because we've got all the time in the world, and that is the nicest thing about this. There's no significant rush at all. Bye. So that is the courtyard. Obviously, it is not lit, as is none of this lit, but that's fine, because what we'll do is we shall, you know what, I am tempted, and I think I will at this point, fill in this hole here as well. Come in at about this level and just put a stone base on it, and then get this out of the way, because it's been an eyesore for too long anyway, so needs dealing with. Let's do it. Let's fill the hole in. Right, yeah, so path and stuff to carry on with again, back in a little while. Finally, we've got a good one. 0.66, which means now we can get on with the fine art of digging holes. Now, the fine art of actually improving this, that's going to take a short while, so we need to put that in my hotbar now, unfortunately. Yeah, so where are we? Just while that's doing, I'll give you a quick catch up. We're digging up the yard and leaving in a suitable amount of things. We've got a path that's in. I put a little path in down here. Need to do a little bit of work out here, but nothing too major. And lighting, of course, is the biggie. So at this stage, I'm just pulling out all of this so I can put a floor in. I may take out some of the dirt and put these onto rock foundations as well, but for the most part this is going to be dirt, because we got a lot of dirt, and yeah, seems a shame not to use it, doesn't it? So back in a bit. One thing I do keep forgetting is this particular mod pack, because it's mine, has the quark trowel, which, if I remember rightly, it places the blocks next to it on the hotbar, so in a random fashion. So if I get these and go make those into that, make those ones into that, make those into more of that, make those into that, then we'll take this and this and this, and we'll place something else in a moment. We'll get some of that going. We'll get a little bit of that going. We'll get more of... yeah, we'll do more of that one going, and that will become that. Now, if I'm right, and I think this is how this works, I've never actually used it. I've never actually had it in a pack where I've done this bizarre little oops, hang on, thing. So, if I've got this right, we can just do this, and it will place randomly from my hotbar any of the dirt blocks, which will make life considerably easier than my usual technique of jumping around like a fool to get these all placed. Bonus! I love this. It's worth noting actually that whilst today, while I've been today being the day I recorded it, of course, Vazki has been posting about the new developments in Quark, and there are some absolutely amazing features coming in that mod. It never ceases to amaze me. Oh, that's a 0.66. I'll come back to that in a moment. Yeah, it is a real class mod, just in its breadth. So things like items that are about to despawn will start flashing. The ability to place things into shulkers straight from your inventory without placing them on the ground. Yeah, real quality of life things. I'm going to need another one of these to do this area, but that's fine. And only iron and sticks after all. So yeah, clearly a brilliant tool, and I shall get this done and be back with you in a moment. Alright, so bit of decoration work to come out this way. I've connected this path up here as well, so we'll give you a bit of a tweak there, and maybe even a little bit of a tweak going on there. Now this is utterly just purely cosmetic, me fiddling around with my toys, but I think they just giving it a little bit of this kind of detail work makes all the difference. So yeah, you know, it doesn't cost a lot. These are 16 for 5 iron, so not majorly cost. We can also, I think we can probably get away with, if I can we can pop some of those on, so we can get a bit of that going on around the place, and maybe even, or maybe even here perhaps. That we'll need to sort, but you know, these are all things we can do just to tweak the place. And I realise I've got absolutely nothing done with the diesel this episode. This has all been me fiddling around getting this stuff going. And ultimately this area will be lit as well. All of this will get done. Well, actually already done a fair bit of this, haven't I, with the things. But again, oh, hang on. If I get one of these going, we can, if I can help. That just drops a bit of light there. Again, we can pop a little bit down here. A little tiny bit of leaf. And a little bit of tiny bit of light. And it doesn't solve every single one of these, but that's not the issue, because we can always hide glowstone in the ground as well. This is the toss-up, that difference between visible illumination and invisible illumination. And I think that's an important distinction. You know, there's the lighting that we want to see, and there's just that's there for looks, and then there's the lighting that we're not so bothered about actually seeing, which is more there for, we'll just put one little tiny bit there, it doesn't really have to have a lot on it, is there to stop spawns. And this is, you know, to a degree what this is. Now, with all this in here, we've still got the same problem. We've got a whole load of dark spawnable spots, especially around our very expensive and valuable machines. So it's occurred to me that we could do something like this. If we, can I not get you down there? I'll go there, but you won't go there. Okay. Well, we can live with that. We can use the wooden post from immersive engineering, and if we get the old hammer, and maybe I need to take it away first, and then we can pop that in. Right, fine. What I did is quite tricky, but once you've got those in, you can do that. So we can get a little bit of that going on for the visible lighting. We'll need to make a few more of those because I didn't have a huge amount of treated wood, which is why I'm over here with a bucket, which I think we can, if I remember rightly, isn't it just, I think it's 8 to 1, isn't it, which is fine. So we can get that going, and yeah, we can get some visible lamp posts about the place just using rustic lanterns and the lamp posts from immersive engineering. So that will do, and then we can obviously hide the balance of that. I must hit the C button. I'm so used to Terra Firma Craft automatically giving me a 3x3 crafting grid that it throws me out when I don't get it, because, you know, spoil. Anyway, there's that, and we'll just need to keep an eye on that thing, so I shall be back with you in a sec. Alright, well, we have a yard, and we've got all sorts of good stuff in it. There's our screenshot for the thing. It's illuminated, there's hidden lighting and visible lighting, so it doesn't look too out of place. Now, over this side, this all still needs lighting up on the outside, but doesn't matter. I managed to shoot a witcher. In fact, I'm going to go for that zombie. They're having far too much fun on the top of this hill. No, not quite. Got him. Oh, he moved. Oh well. Yeah, having far too much fun up there. Yeah, so this is all lit. There's a couple of spots up here that needed some illumination, so that has been done. The mead has moved up one quality level, but not a second. And as I said, weed is witherward, so always a bonus. So we can keep on doing that, and obviously we can take the better quality one with us when we move to another area. Next episode, we're going to start using this stuff we've been working on over here, and we'll get this 214 buckets of biodiesel there. That's not bad going. When we started off with that, the plant oil seems to be outstripping the ethanol. So it's possible that we should put 2 of these in for one of those, maybe. And we could stick another one in here. That wouldn't be a problem. We could get 2 going side by side. I could probably run this off of the same thingy as well. In fact, let's finish off with that as a plan, shall we? I should probably get my bow ready, because we're going to have to fight our way over through here. Anybody for anybody? Just a spider. Oh well. Right, so we'll head over, and I might as well turn that off as well. We'll grab another garden cloche and get that one set up. We should also run that again for a while. I really do need to do something with those seeds, whether we, you know, somehow improve the setup we have. There we go, one cloche, and we'll take another flux thingy bob. Oh, hang on, we need to make another one of those, and we can make another flux thingy bobbits. We can make another fluid. We'll take the fluid cable, and we need to make all of that again. So one of them, and nope, one of them. Give me one of them, and we need a potato, of which we have a few, so we're all right. And let's just see if we can't maximize this out just to finish off this episode before we move on to, I mean, I got all these paths, and I'm just going to walk straight over the fastest route between 2 points, because, you know, that's how it works, isn't it? But I've got to be said, I am happy with the way this is looking. Got plenty of room for expansion. Oh, we're going to need another item as well. Damn you. Okay, let's just go down here. And we're going to take you off of there. And then we're going to come round here. Get a little bit of a bounce out of that, and then you are going to go on here, so that should fill. That's fine. One of these is illuminated, so we'll pop that down there, and we'll pop you in there. We've got this to go on the top of there, and that's going to be, what did I actually, let me just check. I think I called you Spud Cloche, so we'll call you Spud Cloche 2. And you are going to be on Sid Bauer. Okay, and we need to give you a bit of dirt and a thing. That will start making more spuds. So that's 2 lots of spuds going. We need to get an item thing. I'll get that and be back in a second. Alright, that's it. All running. Obviously that's going to be producing more biodiesel, and our next job will be to pipe the biodiesel out into a diesel generator. I could potentially just pipe it straight into the generator and put it here. It's a possibility. Maybe, maybe not, don't know. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.